I think that this week will go down as a pivotal moment when American democracy was irretrievably lost. I hope and pray that I'm wrong about that. But I say that because Donald Trump met with 800 high-ranking members of the U.S. military and told them that they are now responsible for protecting the country from, quote, enemies within. So in Donald Trump's world, the U.S. military would be occupying U.S. cities and using them as training grounds. Training grounds for what, one might ask? That he talks about sending troops into Chicago as if Chicago was a foreign enemy. All of this is shocking, but what it points to is a desire on the part of Donald Trump to be able to control the American people, so that when demonstrations occur, when people are out in the streets resisting Donald Trump's presidency, that he can put down those demonstrations through the use of the military. Now that is what a dictator does. That's how tyrants stay in power, is they rule through force. And so the most shocking thing about this isn't that Donald Trump wants to do this, because Donald Trump has been signaling his desire to do that. He's been telling the American people for literal months that Democrats are radical left lunatics, extremists, that they're anti-American, that they're enemies of the United States, all of this outrageous rhetoric. Okay, so enemies within, and the Democratic Party being radical left lunatics, it's not too hard to imagine that Donald Trump is positioning himself to be able to take action against the Democratic Party. And even if he doesn't go to that extreme, which I see no reason to think at this point that that's not within his thinking based on the things that he said, but even if he doesn't go that far with it, just simply saying these things and deploying the U.S. military is designed to intimidate people into not opposing his regime. And that is the thing that we very much must do. And that brings me to my second point. Historians, if I'm right about this being a pivotal moment, will also look back at the National Democratic Party leadership, if you can use that word, to apply to these people, their failure to, and really, let's be frank about it, their refusal to engage in communicating with the American people about the threat that Donald Trump poses to the American people. This refusal, this unwillingness, whatever word you want to use for it, is part and parcel of how Donald Trump is able to use words like radical left lunatic to describe the Democratic Party, able to deploy the U.S. military without really a whole lot of, resistance. So if we want to save our democracy, the Democratic Party must be forced, national leadership must be forced to speak the truth about what's happening in real time. I'm Karen Breslin. I'm running for the U.S. Senate because I will be speaking the truth about the demise of our democracy, and I will be fighting to protect it. Thank you for your time.